Thank you, everyone. It's my great pleasure to be here again this year on behalf of the City of Maple Grove. And to begin with, I'd like to thank my fellow City Council members who are here today, Karen Jager and Phil Leith. I know they're both in the room. And certainly the activities that we engage in throughout the year couldn't be accomplished without their strong support and help, and also our staff. We have a great staff, and it makes us one of the great cities in this country. So the state of the cities of Maple Grove is great this year again. I think that some of the highlights and milestones that we accomplished this year are set forth on this item, but I think obviously the one thing that we talk about a lot is the fact that Money Magazine this year rated us as the second best place to live in America. I think that they go through a long and arduous process of trying to figure out how these cities rank, and we're very proud of the fact that we are ranked as the second best place to live in America. And a lot of the following milestones really follow into that. We've been recognized with a lot of our police activities, our National Night Out. We have a lot of strong residential growth that I'll talk about a little bit. We continue to see the expansion of our town green. I'll talk about some additional park and recreation activities that we have coming up this year that are really significant in our city. And I think that one of the things that's great for our city is that we continue to maintain our AAA bond rating. One of the things that we know as a city council is that if we can maintain that bond rating, if we can go into the market and get the best bond rating possible, we will keep your taxes low and keep our businesses happy and our residents happy as well. Some of the financial highlights that we had this year, I think that it's important for us to know that we as a council have worked to maintain and keep our residents' taxes down. Us, like other neighboring communities, have seen a significant increase in our valuations, and that means that our home properties are going up, which means they're going to pay a little bit more in taxes in general than our commercial properties have over the last couple of years, as was mentioned. And therefore, but the good news is that most of our commercial properties in our cities are seeing a reduction in their taxes. As I mentioned, we've maintained our AAA bond rating. And really what that does in a great part this year has helped us reduce the cost of financing and refinancing. We've gone into the market and refinanced a number of bond issues at extremely good rates and saved our citizens hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes because of those savings in refinancing costs. Our budget this year is going to go up about 2.46%. Average property tax is going up about 2.88%. The good news is that the average resident's seeing an increase in their property value of about 8.5%. I think that it goes, again, wants to show that, yes, property values are increasing significantly, but we as a city council continue to maintain a strict control on our budget to make sure that expenses don't increase similarly. Throughout this year, we again had a lot of residential permits throughout our city. We had a lot of residential products that were brought to our city, both multi-unit, traditional detached dwelling units and attached dwelling units. You can see the numbers there, but I think that one of the significant things that I'm excited about is that we've brought a lot of new higher density products to our city. We have a new senior project that will be opening up later this year. We have the new Arbor Lakes Memory Care Facility. And then we have a series of additional new residential home developments that have happened throughout the city. Most of those residential home developments are currently occurring in what I call the southwestern part of our city. Out south of Bass Lake Road, sort of towards the Medina and Plymouth area. And I think that one of the things that you'll begin to see over the next year or two in our city is the new growth and expansion into what I'll call the northwest quadrant of our city. I'll get to the fact that we have 610 coming through, and I think with 610 coming through to the freeway, you're going to see that northwestern quadrant of our city all of a sudden get busy with residential development as well. Some of the other residential developments that are talked about up here, I think the couple of the larger ones, obviously the Silver Creek on the main street is a senior facility that has a memory care, has a series of great facilities. I know that they're doing a great job and already getting that residential development booked up for when they open up later this year. One of the new products that we have that's come to our city is the Sky of Arbor Lakes. I think the reason why I want to point that out is, like Mayor Lundy was talking about, this is what I'll call a luxury set of apartment units that are in downtown Maple Grove. It brings a whole new dynamic to our city. This is a project that people kept asking me, what's that big concrete thing going up in the downtown area? What it was a parking ramp. This has an internal parking ramp so that when you come in, you park on the floor that you live on and you walk into the area in which you live on very quickly, very easily. You're not exposed to the weather. And it has great amenities, as you can see on the list. One of the fun things I got to try out was the virtual golf simulator when I was over there. You know, it's fun to be able to play Pebble Beach or other courses in the middle of the winter in Minnesota. We've had a lot of significant continued business development growth this year, and I think that the one thing I wanted to focus on today is a discussion of our healthcare growth. I think it's really significant that with our new hospital, along with it has come significant and continuing healthcare growth in our city. Primarily what you see today is the Park Nicollet Regional Specialty Centers being built right now, right up close to the hospital. It will now be their new regional ambulatory surgical center, along with holding a lot of their specialty units in that new center. So Park Nicollet is investing in that facility right by our hospital. It'll be the second largest Park Nicollet facility in the state. And it goes along with the continued growth of what we see up there with a lot of new business development with the medical, very specialty units coming to the city of Maple Grove. We have the BioLife Plasma Services. We have Group Health West. TRICARE is beginning to develop their parcel on the western side of the freeway up by the hospital. So what we are seeing is a tremendous explosion of growth in our healthcare services industry in our city. And obviously that is a great benefit to all of our citizens, not only in our community, but in the neighboring communities. As we discussed about in the past, it used to be that if you had to go to a hospital, it took you 30, 40 minutes to get to a hospital. Most of your doctors, physicians, you had to travel a long ways to get to see them. Today, it's nearly to the point where pretty much every specialty group has an office located in Maple Grove, and that's something that we're very excited about. I've also mentioned a couple of the additional commercial retail developments, the largest of which is the Red Rock Business Park. It's about a 350,000 square foot industrial building that's currently being built in our industrial area just off of County Road 81. I've been talking fast because I wanted to get to 610 without getting shut down. 610 is a huge, huge deal for our city. After decades of work, and I mean decades, it's hard to believe that 610 was on a construction map for the cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul in 1948. In 1948, 610 was put on a map as a project that would be developed sometime in the near future. So we thankfully have had the groundbreaking for the last section of Highway 610. I think that what it has done for the Northwest communities has brought tremendous growth, tremendous development. We expect that what is happening in Brooklyn Park will continue to happen in Maple Grove. We're going to see significant industrial, commercial, and residential growth along this corridor because as it connects to the freeway, it opens up the entirety of the northwest suburbs to that growth. Traffic flow will be a lot easier. Getting to and from those business locations will be a lot easier. It'll be the ideal place for businesses to locate, not only in Maple Grove, but also in Brooklyn Park as well, because at last we have a transportation system up here that will work efficiently and effectively. And I think that along with that goes some additional growth that we will see in our city for other transportation projects that are very important for the rest of our city. We are going to see expansion coming in the near future that's going to involve the 610 project. We hope it opens in the fall of 2016. That's what should happen. We'll have the expansion of the third lane of I-494. For those of you that travel not 494 in the morning, I-94 in the morning, you know how traffic backs up every single day of the week as you sit on that freeway. And at last, we will have a third lane. I think I got to thank the mayor of Plymouth. Together, we worked very, very hard to get this third lane expansion because MnDOT and Met Council didn't want a third lane on this road. I mean, they very expressly said it wasn't needed. And we were like, please come out. I'll drive with you a few mornings in a row and you can see whether it's needed or not. This is ridiculous. But with the help of a few legislators, with a lot of hard work, that third lane is coming. I think that's going to be a great help to our city as well. And we're also going to see the expansion of Lawndale Lane, Peony Lane going down towards the Wayzata High School. And you're also going to see the expansion of Vicksburg Lane going south. That again will create 2 additional 4-lane connections going north-south through our city that will make travel a lot easier for our citizens. Had a whole bunch of new businesses open up in Maple Grove in 2014. I'm not going to spend the time to go through really any of them or most of them. You can see them for yourself, but certainly we continue to see significant retail growth, significant restaurant growth, and significant other growth in our city, and we expect to see that again in 2015. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that this year is the 40th anniversary for the Maple Grove Fire Department. We have a volunteer fire department. We as a city have invested significantly over the years, and certainly we see some changes in that whole volunteer fire department as other cities do, but certainly we're very happy with all our volunteer firefighters. They do a great job. We do a great job in trying to help our citizens with such programs as a smoke alarm assistance program for seniors, so that we make sure that all those smoke alarms work properly so that if there is a fire, things are appropriately treated. In the police department, those of you know, we had a new chief take office this year. We ranked 3rd place this year in the National Night Out activities. And I think of significant importance, as was talked about by other mayors, is that we have also seen a significant decrease in all crime categories, and really more importantly, a 23% reduction in violent crime. Certainly that is what we as mayors want to see. That's what we strive to see, is a reduction in those type of crime activities, because they affect everybody in your city, and that's very important for us to effectively deal with. And now I get to talk about 2 projects that I'm very excited about. We have a gymnasium project that's going to open up here in a couple weeks. It's a brand new collaboration with the Osseo Maple Grove Basketball Association and with the Osseo Area School District. And I have to thank the Osseo School District for all their hard work and efforts in getting this put together. It's one of the great collaborative projects that we put together that's going to provide a great environment for our athletic teams, for our sporting activities, for our citizens to be able to have a place to have a lot of activities to go to. As you can see, we have 3 full-size basketball courts in the facility together at Maple Grove Junior High. We then have 5 full-size courts in one place. They can fully handle various types of tournaments. We'll have 9 pickleball courts located here at this junior high location. And I know the pickleball has seen an explosion of growth. And you know, this type of project will bring a lot of new focus to our community as well. A good example is in 2 weeks, when the Martin Luther King Tournament Day is for the National Basketball Association, they will co-host the high school tournament at the Maple Grove Junior High. So we will see teams from all over the country playing at Maple Grove Junior High that day in a high school tournament. So that's exciting for our community. And next, I want to talk about the Central Park. The Central Park is something that we as a city and a staff have been working on for 10, 15 years. It's a 40-plus acre community park located right downtown Maple Grove. It has a 20-plus acre lake. We will have what's called a central lawn, which is essentially a 2.5 acre lawn that's just simply going to be grass. It's right down the middle of the park. It's there for you to play. It's there for you to picnic. It's there for you to relax. We'll have a large play area on both sides with various elements. We're going to have an ice skating trail. It's a refrigerator ice skating oval, or figure 8. It will be refrigerated so that starting about November 1st, you'll be able to skate on this trail. It will be maintained by a Zamboni, so we will have a beautiful ice skating figure 8 located right here in downtown Maple Grove. We'll have a formal wedding garden. We're going to have basketball and pickle courts located here. There will be a multi-seasonal building, so that in the wintertime, if you want to go skating, you can rent skates. There will be an outdoor fire pit. There will be all sorts of wonderful things located in this new Central Park that we think is going to be a great amenity for our community and a great attraction. And finally, I have to conclude once again, because this is what we do. I have to talk once again about the fact that we were recognized by Money Magazine as the second best place to live in America. We think it reflects on our city quite well that Money Magazine would consider us to be in this position. And for that reason, I'd like to thank the city staff, my fellow city council members. I know that without their hard work and their efforts, we wouldn't be the city that we are. I think that this recognition really goes to recognize that we as a city have done a lot of things very well. And on behalf of the city, I want to thank all the residents for all their hard work as well.